What's up, Heat fans? It is your boy Ernest, and I am back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. You guys, I'm excited because I got a few things I want to talk to you about today. So with all that said, you guys, off we go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Let's get rocking and rolling. Hope everyone's having a great day. This heat that we've been going through for the last few weeks has been insane. For most of you, Heat fans, we're in South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I'm in the Fort Lauderdale area. Can't step outside. When I step outside, I'm covered in sweat for 1 minute. I don't know what you guys are going through, but it's insane. So I hope you guys are staying cool. We got a few great things to talk about, you guys. Now, look, every video, you guys know, we're on Damian Lillard Watch. I have a few things I want to talk about with Damian Lillard. It's been recently reported that a few trade packages have been offered and have been requested. So I want to go over those with you guys. But before we do that, there's a couple things I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about. I posted a video earlier about Christian Wood, a little short. And a few of you guys had some comments to talk about, and I want to shortly bring it up here. I think Christian Wood is an exceptional, incredible talent. Dude averages 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 36% from the three-point line. He's 6'9", 6'10". He would seem like the perfect stretch to play next to Bam. But I asked the question to you guys earlier, why is he not signed yet? People have been posting videos the last 2 days. A lot of Heat channels talking about Christian Wood to the Heat. I believe that Christian Wood to the Heat can definitely work. But it's like I mentioned in the short, you guys, dude plays no defense. And this Miami Heat team, we are predicated on defense. Defense is our biggest thing. And we have seen with playing guys like Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, a few guys that lack defensively, doesn't work all the time, especially with a big. Christian Wood, I said it something earlier, you guys, for games that he played with Dallas last year over 20 minutes, Dallas lost 80% of those games. I don't think that's going to affect the Miami Heat, though. I think that the Miami Heat has a specific type of culture that unlocks a player's best attributes. And the great thing about this team is that we can make up for defensive mistakes because we have a center in Bam Adebayo that can cover all 5 positions. So I'm all for bringing Christian Wood to this team, especially if we trade for Damian Lillard. And I think, guys, that's a reason why he hasn't chose a signing partner yet. Christian Wood knows that he's going to have to take probably a minimum contract or a very short contract. But just like Josh Richardson and Thomas Bryant, he's going to be playing this year for the bag. Because guys like Bryant and Richardson understand that if they play a full season with this Miami Heat team, go and win a championship, you're going to get a similar contract to what Bruce Brown got. Now, you got to contribute. You got to have a few good games in the playoffs like Bruce Brown did. But guys like Josh Richardson, Thomas Bryant, Christian Wood, this is where they can excel on this team and get the bag next offseason. So I can definitely see Christian Wood sign here for the veteran minimum, a 2-year contract with a player option like Thomas Bryant and Josh Richardson, kind of like a prove-it-to-me contract. I love Christian Wood on this team. I love the idea. Let me know what you guys think. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, you guys, this is something that no other Miami Heat channel is talking about. So I want to bring it up to you guys. There's a guy in our Summer League program, I've mentioned him before, that goes by the name of Drew Peterson. Drew Peterson was one of the 5 undrafted players the Miami Heat signed in the draft process. This was a guy that I wasn't really high on. I mean, not that I wasn't high on him, but I was higher on other people. Justin Powell, Patrick Gardner, Caleb Daniels. But Drew Peterson has been the standout of the Miami Heat Summer League from the 5 undrafted players. This is classic Miami Heat culture. This is a classic Miami Heat story. He's a 6'9", 3-point sniper, and he has shown in the Summer League that not only can you go with him with quality minutes, but you can also go with him when times get tough. That game against Phoenix, we were down by 3. Who got the shot at the last second? It wasn't Jamal Cain. It wasn't Orlando Robinson. Coach Caron Butler trusted Drew Peterson with the final shot. That says a lot. Coach Butler has been saying in his recent reports, and I say Coach Butler, Caron Butler, not Jimmy, but Coach Caron Butler has been saying that Drew Peterson is ready. He understands the NBA process, and he looks like a Miami Heat fitted type of player. He's 23 years old, so that's another thing that's great about Drew Peterson. It's similar to Jaime Jaquez. These are guys that I feel are ready and can help produce now. You want to talk crap about Drew Peterson? You want to say that, hey, how can he help us? He's an undrafted player. 2018, there was an undrafted player by the name of Duncan Robinson that nobody paid attention to from Michigan. What is he doing now? I rest my case. I look at Drew Peterson, you guys. I look at his size, I look at his stroke, and I look at his hustle. And this screams Miami Heat. I think Drew Peterson can definitely be one of the players that makes our 15-man roster if he continues to break out like this. I want to know what you guys think about Drew Peterson in the comments. Now, look, we know two different star quality players in Summer League of the Heat have had their eye on, Orlando Robinson and Jamal Cain. But they were breakouts from last season. I want to know who you guys think is a breakout for this Summer League. What team, or what player in this drafted Summer League or this current team that's a new player with the team that can help us immediately? I think it's Drew Peterson. I also think guys like Drew Smith and Jamari Bouye stand out as well, but Drew Peterson looks to be that guy. Let me know what you guys think. Now, moving on to Damian Lillard. So, Ira Winderman recently reported that the Miami Heat and the Portland Trail Blazers are at a standstill about this trade package. Now, look, I've said this before, you guys. I think this trade has been done. What I mean by that is I don't think the trade is done on paper. I have said that. But I know that Miami and Portland have an understanding that Damian Lillard is going to go to the Miami Heat. What have I said in the past, you guys? The problem is logistics. Putting a perfect package together to make this work. Because here's what's going on. The Heat and the Blazers, they're far off on what the offer should be. That's the reason why they need to get a third and a fourth team involved. But here's Miami's current offer from what I'm hearing. Miami's offering Portland Tyler Hero, who they can trade to a third team. They're off. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, you guys. Before I move forward, I do want to talk about the tradable contracts that we have. I want to go over a few things. Miami have a few packages that they can offer, but let's go over what their assets are. First, you have salary fillers. You have Tyler Hero's $27 million contract. You have Kyle Lowry's $29.6 million contract. And then you have Duncan Robinson's $18.6 million contract. Why are these contracts tradable assets? Because you have to make up the money for Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard makes $47 million this upcoming season. So Miami has to match those numbers, and with the new second apron rules, there can only be a difference of 110%. Sounds difficult, I know, but you need to make the numbers match at least by 110%. So, what does that mean? The Heat have to throw in Tyler Hero and or Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson. So the Heat are basically telling them, here's your choice from these three players. We'll also throw in 2 first-round draft picks. I'm hearing it's either 1 or 2 that Miami's offered, and Portland can have their choice of 1 young asset, which is either Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, Hayward Highsmith, and possibly even Caleb Martin. Now, I know the Heat don't want to give up Caleb Martin, and I don't even think Portland is hugely interested in taking Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin's a beast. We all know that. But what's one thing that we're forgetting? He's on the second year of his 3-year contract. This is his last season where he's going to be making these low numbers. He will have a player option next season, which he will opt out of, and Portland's going to have to give him the bag, especially if he has a great season. I don't think Portland wants to do that. Portland wants to build this team around draft picks and young assets. Guys like Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic, who are making rookie-scale contracts. Here's the problem. Portland's not cool with that trade. We all know that. Portland don't want Tyler Hero. Portland, yeah, they can take Kyle Lowry, and some people have been on my comments, some people have been on my comments in the past and saying, Portland won't take Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has a trash contract. For the people that are saying that, you're not understanding something. Kyle Lowry is in an expiring contract. When you are a team that's rebuilding and thinking about the future, expiring contracts are amazing to have because they come off your books next year. And they're also tradable. So maybe Portland can get something else during the season for Kyle Lowry. Or Portland can just buy him out. They can buy Kyle Lowry out, get his number off their books, and Kyle Lowry can go sign with a competitor and win a championship. So for these people that have been in my comments saying, oh, Miami Heat's trash offer, Kyle Lowry, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how valuable an expiring contract is. That's just the facts, you guys. Now, with that said, Portland does want more. We all know that. Portland wants a minimum of 4 first-round draft picks, 2 young assets, and maybe even an expiring contract. So what I believe, what I've heard that Portland wants, they want to have multiple teams involved. They don't mind taking Kyle Lowry. I have heard that. Not that they want to play Kyle Lowry, guys. For those of you that are going to go to the comments, oh my God, you said this. Relax. Not to play Kyle Lowry, to either waive him, buy him out, or trade him to another team. You with me so far? Okay. They want to send Tyler Hero to another team. They don't want Tyler Hero. They don't mind taking Kyle Lowry. But from what I've heard, they also want Caleb Martin, Nikola Jovic, and Jaime Jaquez, including 4 first-round draft picks. Miami's not going to do that. And here's why. The Heat do not want to bet against themselves. What does that mean? There is no market for Damian Lillard. Aaron Goodwin last week came out and basically told Mark Spears that he doesn't want to play for another team. He also called teams like Philadelphia, Boston, and others that have shown interest like San Antonio and Brooklyn. Aaron Goodwin has specifically called these teams to tell them that Damian Lillard has no interest in going to that team. He even went as far as to say that Damian Lillard may not show up to camp. Now, to me, that's a negotiation tactic. Damian Lillard is blue collar. Wherever he goes, he's going to work. But by Aaron Goodwin telling these teams that, all these teams that have had interest in Damian Lillard have pulled out. There's only one team besides the Miami Heat that I've heard that is still trying. And that is the Boston Celtics with their ridiculously bullshit offer. So for you Celtics fans that are saying the Celtics are going to come in and steal, Celtics can't offer a better package than the Heat, guys. I'm sorry. Because Celtics, they can't trade Jaylen Brown. Portland's not going to take that. We've talked about that contract extension. They're not trading Jason Tatum. So the package that Boston is offering, is a package centered around Malcolm Brogdon, who's always hurt, Robert Williams, who played 35 games last season, and possibly Derek White with pick swaps. That's not good. Miami can offer you undrafted first-round picks, including pick swaps, with young assets. Miami's package is better than Boston. So Boston fans, I'm sorry. Suck it. That's just the way it is. You're not getting Damian Lillard. And if you do, I'll be blown away. I mean, hey, you never know at the last second. But Damian Lillard doesn't want to go to Boston. I've heard that specifically. I've heard Aaron Goodwin. I've heard Mark Spears say that. I've heard Zach Lowe say that. I've heard a lot of credible journalists say that Damian Lillard does not want to go to the Boston Celtics. He wants to come to Miami. And that is the reason why, you guys, that the Heat are not offering their best package. They can. I've heard that if Miami offers Jaquez, Jovic, Martin with some future first-round draft picks and salary killers, and sending Tyler Hero to a third team, the trade would have been done already. But the Heat doesn't want to do that. The Heat's playing hardball. They know that there's no other offers for Damian Lillard right now. So what the Heat have done, what I heard Andy Ellsberg did to Joe Cronin, was he made that offer that I told you. Take Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, one of our young assets, and 2 first-round picks. Joe Cronin said no. So Andy Ellsberg said, what other offer do you have? What do we have to compete against? And Joe Cronin had no answer. So guys, Joe Cronin has said it in his press conference that Damian Lillard has made this difficult because only requested one team. We all know that. We know Damian Lillard's not bullshitting. He wants to come to the Miami Heat. So I've said this before, you guys, and I'll say it again. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when this happens. And another thing, another reason why negotiations are coming at a stale is because Portland wants Miami to take Yusuf Nurkic's contract. He's set to make $54 million in the next 3 seasons. I'd love to take Nurk in this team. I think Nurkic with Bam Adebayo as the 4 and the 5 starting would be incredible. But here's another thing I heard. If Portland sends Nurkic to Miami, Miami wants Portland to take Duncan Robinson, which Portland does not want to do. So for all you haters out there and for everyone that's going to hate on my comments saying that the Miami Heat is going to give a bullshit offer and lowball, yeah, it's called business, dummy. That's how it works. You can't offer your very best package with the first offer. You need to make sure that there's flexibility. So Miami's going to lowball them first. Portland's going to say no. Miami might come back with a different offer. Portland may say no. Miami knows what they need to do to make this trade happen. But they're not going to do it, you guys, if they don't have to. It's like I said, Miami ain't betting against themselves. There's no need to compete against yourself. There's no need to say, take Tyler, Kyle Lowry, 2 first-round picks, and here's Jovic. And for them to say, and while they're thinking about it, Miami says, well, you know what? While you're thinking, here's Hawkins. And then they're still thinking about, here's another first-round pick. That's a stupid way to do business. You make your offer, you chill, you wait for the no, and then you see what comes. So Miami's playing the long game with this. But it's like I've mentioned before, you guys, can that hurt us? Because another team can come in and steal Dame away. I don't think so. Because remember, here is the main difference about guys like Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and all these trades that have happened. And I'm going to bring up the mic. Damian Lillard has specifically requested to come to only the Miami Heat. So the ball is in our court. I don't care what all these journalists have to say. I don't care what all these people say. Oh, Miami, they may lose their shot because it's taking time. No, Miami's smart. They know how to do this. A lot of people are excited because of what happened with Durant and Donovan Mitchell last season. We didn't make the trade. So Heat fans are like, just pull the trigger, just pull the trigger. No, you got to make sure that the offer is great for us too. Because if we trade for Damian Lillard, you guys, and we send away everything we have, everything, all of our assets, our draft picks, our young players, everything, then this is going to be 2011 all over again. Wade, Bosh, LeBron, and then you have 12 minimum contracts on top of that. Miami understands that. We've done this before, so we want to make it work. Now I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about this whole process. Are you still 100% confident this trade's going to happen? Are you a little bit shaky, or are you just done with it and you don't want to hear about it anymore? Also, let me know what you guys think about Drew Peterson. I mentioned him shortly. Does anybody have any opinions out there about Drew Peterson? Do you think he'll fit with this team? Also, what do you guys think about Christian Wood? I think he'd be an excellent fit at the veterans minimum, but with his defensive problems, do you think that's an issue? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but please, guys, take a moment, smash that like button, click the subscribe button. I want to get my viewership back to the thousands like we've had before. These last 2 videos haven't been the best, so let's get it back to the way it used to be. Thank you guys so much for the love and support, and until next time, your boy Ernest out. That is enough said. Let's go Heat.